Can the left in South Africa contribute to the building of a social base that can contest existing power relations, deepen democracy, challenge the capitalist state, contribute to policies that will distribute wealth, and so on and so on. I won't go through the rest of it, but it is trying to elaborate basically the point that it's one thing to organize workers and march them to the top of the mountain and leave them there to freeze. But actually, it's another to go beyond a single march of demands, but to build the capacity of people in a single township, in a single ward, and yet they are able to connect beyond that single township, beyond that single rural area, and they are able to connect their problems with the crisis, which I think we agree about these key elements. And also, going beyond that crisis to say, this is how we want to solve our local problem, but beyond going our local problem, this is how we think it means for the broader economic, social, and political space and issues taking place in our society. That kind of sustained mass participatory organizing implies, in my view, a programmatic political presence of a left that is active in struggles of communities. As it is active in struggles of communities, it would also attempt to build socialist politics, not from a text that it has, a blueprint that provides all the solutions, but from that approach that says socialism has to be struggled for in the here and now, but also built on the basis of being built from below, but also on the basis of concrete struggles. Of course, there are general perspectives that the canon of Marxism provides about analyzing society and so on. But I think it would be a mistake if we were to go with ready-made answers into society. So sustained mass participatory organizing is exactly about being sustained. It's exactly about being mass. Engaging the mass of the people in action, building the self-agency, the self-capacity of ordinary people so that they can move into action. Being mass today also means that our new politics cannot be about the same usual suspects. There are large layers of young people, the immatriculants who were given false results a few weeks ago, need to be organized. 300,000 of them are not going to enter universities. And they are going to retreat to crime, to retreat to drugs, and so on. The left is absent in bringing that layer of people into active, new anti-capitalist politics, socialist politics in South Africa. We have to admit, comrades, as critical as we may be of the TAC, of equal education, and such organizations, this is the one thing that they seem able to do, to organize new and young layers of people into politics. It's not to say the gray-haired dot kit is not needed anymore in left politics of Africa. Definitely, she is needed. However, we also need, without a doubt, this new and young layer of people into our politics. Another element of mass in this notion of sustained mass participatory organizing is women. A comrade who is here, he'll be angry with me. We were together at some meeting. So I say, why is your delegation made? He says, no. We agreed when we met in the village that, oh mama, on Thursday we have to go and register children when the schools open. That was yesterday. That anecdote basically speaks to our positioning as men in organizations. We assume that things will happen as they should happen elsewhere in communities and in families. So without actually thinking that the very woman one marginalizes to take care of the kids and prepare them to be ready for the new school year is actually the very woman who needs to shape the identity and politics of a future left political perspective in South Africa. So comrades, in the mass, we must waste our time if, as a democratic left, we do not confront directly and address the position, the question about the position, the role of women in the struggle. But also, there's a whole range of other related debates, gender and feminism, and a whole range of perspectives. Participatory, I think, is fairly self-explanatory. But also, the last word in the phrase I'm using organizing. The reason I'm using organizing is really to emphasize the need for a long-term perspective, because organizing is different from mobilizing for a single event. It is different. It is about ensuring that people are organized. Being organized means an element of it would mean building organization, whether it's a self-help group, whether it's a front of organization, whether it's an APF and so on. But there's an element of that, but also an element of being organized is the building of the critical consciousness of several layers of activists, so that activists take responsibility. We can no longer afford in the democratic left to have people who speak a lot, quoting this Marxist text, this other text, and yet when we need to go and organize workers in Robertson, when we need to go into practical concrete work in communities to organize this conference, they are actually absent. I think for me, the weaknesses of the left, the weaknesses of social movements, a way out to solve that will have to be attention to the question of how we build a strategy of sustained mass participatory organizing. Thanks, Congress.